Our medieval fantasy time is boring, and the devil has come to change that this Halloween. Sending out monsters throughout the world is the devil's plan. Ghosts, skeletons and ghouls, all sorts to give you the creeps. Has our time come to be the hero? Oh, definitely not. The wizard is a champion chosen by humans to deal with the madness of the devil. In an attempt to fight fire with fire, the devil looks toward us as his champion. Will we trick him once again into releasing us back into the world, or will we stop the wizard and play the devil's game? Pumpkin Jack is an action-adventure platformer made by only one man, Nicholas Masonio. It had a well-timed release towards the end of October with a perfectly executed Halloween theme throughout the game, allowing for everyone to enjoy the game without it trying to necessarily be scary. It is a fairly short game with a story that can be completed within 4 to 6 hours. Pumpkin Jack has a fast-paced combat system utilizing a single attack button with a free-hit combo. The combat does feel very easy, supplemented with a no cooldown dodge that can be used to easily prevent enemies' attacks. Or you could also tank through fights in the early game due to the large supply of health throughout the environment. It is clear that the platforming aspect of the game is its main focus. The movement throughout the environment is fast and fluid with responsive character controls. The jumps are very generous without requiring frame-perfect movement to achieve. I also really like it when a game allows you to jump after falling from a ledge without counting that as your initial first jump. Pumpkin Jack can also perform a ledge grab as an extra layer of security when your platforming might be a little bit off. It is definitely not the most challenging platforming, with most deaths resulting from your own miscalculation or bad timing. The map layout could be a bit more complex, but it is a better use of the 3D environment within later sections of the game. The tightrope walking sections were some of the better attemptions of this mechanic within 3D platformers I've played before, allowing you to keep your forward movement and change direction with the use of your mouse or analog stick. Throughout the game you have a crow following you. It is used to do minor attacks to enemies or opening paths during platforming sections, but it mostly functions as a marital companion to Pumpkin Jack. The game does provide a variety of weapons, but it becomes immediately clear that each new weapon has a major increase in damage. It does however change the repetitive nature of the basic combat mechanics with new attack animation. Due to the large difference in damage between the weapons, it feels unrewarding to play with any previous weapons going forward to the next section. It might feel unrewarding, but it is still doable since health is easily to obtain with only the increase in number of hits to kill an enemy being the difference. Each area has a single gramophone and 20 crow skulls that can be collected. Most of the crow skulls are either collected while traveling on your path, after killing all the enemies within a small area, or following a slight detour that is clearly visible. But 5 crow skulls are a bit more difficult to find, where you have to look for possible hiding spots, but it can be easily collected by going through the area a bit more slowly, or by coming back later using the level select. Gramophones are more difficult to spot than crow skulls, with their paths being a bit more hidden, but still easily achieved. Boss fights are probably some of my favorite parts within this game. Each boss contains 3 to 4 stages, where they would become more complex with additional attack patterns such as new attacks to dodge or enemies being spawned. The game has a great mix between all of its components, such as action, platforming, minigames, boss fights, and cutscenes. This game contains frequent minigames throughout each area, with each area containing 2 puzzle-based minigames and 2 racing-based minigames. The minigames within a specific area is never repeated within the next, and are thus never played more than twice and never becomes repetitive. I would not necessarily call them minigames, as they form a major part of the gameplay, just as much as the platforming and fighting does. Puzzle-based minigames include games such as Simon Says and Match 2. These are never really difficult, especially in the beginning, but mostly becomes longer instead of more difficult towards the end. In contrast, the racing-based minigames are fast and energetic, allowing the different elements of Pumpkin Jack to have a constant change in pace to stay enjoyable throughout the game. I really enjoy the theming of this game as it is done really well. It knows its worth and provides a short holiday experience that could be replayed each year. The story is unique without trying to push a specific statement, allowing it to provide quality entertainment without needing to be deep and complex. The availability of health within each area is a bit too much, making each encounter less scary as you can easily recover to full health afterwards by breaking objects within the environment. This is especially noticeable during boss battles when they spawn more enemies, making it a relief as a source of health instead of increased pressure. Most boss fights are very similar with their three phases being a ground slam attack that needs to be dodged, and a phase where you attack it. It does however improve with each new area and build on the solid mechanics learned from the previous bosses. I also would have liked to see more use of 3D space within boss fights, including some platforming. Multiple game saves would also be appreciated, where I can use my main save to get all the collectibles and use the second to experiment with things such as speedrunning, since things like crow skulls and gramophones cannot be collected again through level select once they've been found. The inclusion of a hard mode would also be great, where you might gain reduced health from enemies, or for example killing enemies during boss battles would might restore your health. Overall, the music is amazing, bringing an increased tempo with a fun, joyful atmosphere through the use of classic spooky music. There's a typical change in music between background music, fighting music and boss fight. The normal battle encounter music does become a bit more repetitive, as there seem to be only a single track for these encounters. Luckily, these fights are no longer than 30 seconds to a minute, with longer periods of platforming and running in between. Boss music is done really well within this game, allowing each boss battle to feel unique. I would like to end this review by looking at opinions from other reviewers to make this review as unbiased as possible. I will include things that others might not have enjoyed about this game that I did, or things they enjoyed that might not have been significant to me. The weapon system was mentioned a few times being odd, as switching between them becomes irrelevant due to the large difference in damage between them. However, others base their weapon choice on whichever animation style they enjoy the most. The swamp area is frequently said to be people's least favorite area, with some having really strong opinions about it. I have mixed feelings about the swamp area, since it has some of the most fun platforming areas through the use of mushrooms that disappear after a while, but it's also the area that I died the most in. This is only due to my own fault, not reading the hints properly given to me, causing me to die over and over again, and becoming frustrated not knowing what to do. People playing with a keyboard and mouse can easily enjoy the platforming and character movement. There is however some complaint during a specific racing-based minigame due to the odd configuration of controls not being able to be changed. Minigame segments are even loved by people stating how fun they are, or with some finding them a bit too long and frequent. I really enjoyed them due to them constantly changing and allowing for a change in the game's pace. The game is also praised for having unlockable costumes that do not require microtransactions, but are rather bought through the collection of crow skulls. The replay value of this game is a bit limited, since achieving 100% is easily available within a single playthrough when taking it a bit slower. Lastly, the great artwork, music and overall polish is praised by many on the Steam review page, with it having a 96% positive review score at the time of making this recording. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed the world of indie games, please leave a like and subscribe to be notified when I release a review for the next game that I consider buying. For those that enjoy the video but have some constructive criticism, please let me know what I can do to make it better. Have a safe day and hopefully see you in my next video.